Chapter 13. The Christians and the Roman Power, Domitian and Nerva. By the fall of Jerusalem, as we have seen, Jewish Christianity had lost its mightiest external support, and while it was degenerating and destined soon to disappear, the pure Christianity which had struck its roots in the great central cities of the Gentile world continued to spread. But the distinction between them was not perceived by the Romans. The Christians were regarded as a Jewish sect. The capitation tax imposed upon the Jews after the conquest of their country was demanded from the Christians also, and frequently harsh measures were used to extort payment. Moreover, the doctrine of the Messiah and his kingdom taught by the Christians was easily liable to the misconstruction that they also cherished political hopes and hatched revolutionary schemes. And so it is recorded that the successor of Titus, Domitian, who is frequently contrasted with his brother, the darling of the human race, and is described as a compound of suspicion and cruelty, caused inquiry to be made in Palestine, with the view of ascertaining whether there were any of David's descendants still to be found there. And there were really still living there kinsmen of Jesus, the grandsons of that Jude who was called the brother of the Lord. The emperor had them brought before him. They were plain country people. On being asked whether they were of the house of David, they answered in the affirmative. On being questioned as to their resources, they answered that they possessed among them about 9,000 denarii, which, however, they had not in ready money. It was the value they put on a piece of ground, of which they were the owners, and which they wrought with their own hands. In proof of their statement, they showed the hard callosities which their manual labour had caused. And then, on being examined further as to Christ and his kingdom, they declared that his was no earthly kingdom, but a heavenly, which was to be set up in its glory when the Lord would come again to judge the quick and the dead, and to reward every man according to his work. Upon this the emperor, suspicious as was his nature, felt satisfied that there was no ground for serious apprehension, and dismissed them. It is thus, at least, that the occurrence is related by Eusebius, on the authority of Hegesippus, who came to Rome in the age of the Antonines. Under Domitian, according to the most generally received account, John was banished to the island of Patmos. It is certain that in this reign, although there did not break out a violent persecution extending to any considerable number of victims, there were individuals who were not spared. Flavius Clemens, a cousin of the emperor, was put to death, and Domitilla, his wife, a niece of the emperor, was banished, and others were executed on account of their atheism, as it was expressed, that being the charge they brought upon themselves by refusing to adore the gods of the heathen. Under Nerva, the Christians enjoyed rest, but his reign was short, 96 to 98 AD, and the persecution broke out anew under his successor, Trajan.